Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be different. It's not going to be a makeup tutorial. I actually got a comment on my last video asking for a video about the equipment that I use to film my makeup tutorials. So I thought it would be more fun to do kind of like a reflection video, to watch older videos and share with you what I used when I first started my YouTube, and you guys can kind of see the improvements throughout the years as I came to where I am now. But I have a special guest with me today on today's video, and it's
get out of my way.
and it's Tin. Jeez, my God. If you guys don't know, this is Tin.
Out of my way.
This is Tin. He is behind the camera for all of my videos, actually, and he's been with me since I first started my YouTube. So it's better that he talks about the camera stuff because I don't know anything about it. He just researches it and then he buys it and he's like, I got this for the camera. And I'm like, okay, sure. So a lot of the lenses and lights and basically all the equipment, though, actually is going to be coming from Tin. But I can talk about the equipment that I first used in my first videos because I had to do all of that stuff because you weren't around to help me. So I will try to put like little videos or screenshots of my videos that I'm watching. I have my laptop right here because I need to do a recall. So my first YouTube video was 6 years ago and it was a neutral matte eye. Oh my gosh.
She was filming this in the, was it the living room, the den?
The living room area.
Yeah, back at our old place.
Yeah, so when I filmed this video, I could only film during the daylight because I had no lights. I used a Canon T2i Rebel, right? Yeah, I did. And then I was using like some janky ass tripod I got from Target and I broke it because I didn't know how to use a tripod. So I was like pulling it and it broke, but it still was still usable. So I used that. So I could only film during the daylight and I had no mic. It was whatever mic that was on the camera. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of, yeah, I couldn't even zoom in. And I remember when I first filmed my tutorial, my SD card I think was too slow. And it kept saying like, oh, it stopped filming, and I got really frustrated. Wait, did I tell you that? Do you remember that? No.
No, you didn't tell
me. I know.
That.
I think it was like what's the highest that it goes to? Do you know? Mine was what? Isn't there like a number like, oh, it needs to be like an SD like 5 or 10, I don't know.
Oh, it needed to be like, I think a class 10 SD card.
Yeah, mine was like, I think like a 2. But it was like, the whole thing was stock, okay? I got it from Costco. My parents got it for me for my 16th birthday. So I used that as my camera.
Oh, you used to tape your eyes when you did your makeup. Like,
oh my gosh,
like
this is
tape.
And then I did voiceovers back then, and then the mic that I used was just like from the Apple headphones mic. So that's what I used back then. I think I used that setup for, gosh, I don't know, maybe like for a good year or two until we moved on to another camera that was also a Canon. And this was a camera that my cousin let us borrow, but we still have it.
But we still have it.
Still on our shelf. But it was the, what was it?
The Canon 5D Mark II.
Yeah. And then I think we used a 50mm lens on it, right?
I guess something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't remember the lens I used for my first YouTube videos. It was just whatever came with the camera. So
I think it was a stock lens, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like 28 to 105 or something.
So for this video is the one that we used for the 5D Mark II.
Yeah.
And we actually had some lights this time, except they were umbrella lights.
Oh yeah, they were umbrella lights off for Amazon. I think they
I
were
think
called Cowboy Studio.
Yeah. I remember because I had a delivery to my door, and then Tin was like, "Oh yeah, open it because it's for you." And I saw some lights.
I don't think we were living together yet.
No, we weren't.
No.
And then I tried to do it on my own, like set up the lights and film a video, and I was like, "This is not working out. It does not look good." So I had to wait for Tin to help with that. So yeah, that's what we used for this video, this blue smoky eye. This was back in 2015. I started my YouTube channel in 2013. So it was about a year until I got this camera to use to film. So we were team team Canon for a couple years.
No, we were team whatever she had.
Which was Canon, because I thought Canon was the best on the market, but...
It was. It probably still is.
This next video is from the beginning of 2016, and this is when we switched to Sony finally. And this is using the Sony A7, right?
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, it was the Sony A7, which was our first Sony camera.
Oh yeah, I remember I got it because she's like, I want a small camera because she wanted like one of those like
the
A6000 or something.
No, the A5100 that every beauty vlogger has.
Yeah, the APS-C camera. I was like, why don't we just get the full frame one? And she's like, what's that?
Yeah, so I didn't know what that was. Actually, you know what? We did forget one small camera that we didn't use for filming, but I did use for pictures, which was a Sony point and shoot, which is the RX100 Mark II.
Something like that.
Something like that. That one I was using for my pictures, not for filming though, because we got the A7. The skin softener was on. We put it on, and then even when we turned it off though, it was still like
it was weird,
softening the hell out of my skin. So I had like no texture at all. I also did finally get a ring light though, and I think I only filmed with my ring light in this video.
You can tell because the middle of her nose is just like
it's
white.
like Rudolph.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one we finally switched to Sony. And we were just filming with the Sony camera and just the ring light alone. Watching these videos are kind of like, but you know what?
And back then I still had no idea. Well, I still don't, but it's better now.
Oh yeah. So summer 2016 is when we got new lights. And we were still using the Sony A7, but we had two panel lights, I guess, because we weren't using like soft boxes over that.
The LED panel lights.
Yeah, so we were using LED panel lights. I don't think we used the ring light with it.
Sometimes you wanted to.
Sometimes we did, and then now we started using backdrops for the videos, which I remember we still have the rolls.
We still have the rolls.
I don't. How much was it for?
I don't know. You just basically needed the stands and then the bar to hold the backdrop.
Yeah, so we used paper backdrops. I know that a lot of people were using like fabric ones so they could get like the glittery backgrounds and stuff. But I think I tried that once and I just wasn't into it. I kind of liked it with just like a simple color, and having a backlight to light it up was fine for me. So yeah, so same camera, but we just used the LED panel lights instead, and we started using backdrops.
How many colors did we get? Like 5? 4?
I think probably like 5 or 4, because we did white, we had pink, purple. Black. We have black?
No, just kidding, not black.
Blue, that teal one that we just watched. But white actually is just like my favorite one. So this is when we started using our ring light as well. And we started to use softboxes, putting those LED panel lights that we had before. Tin got some softbox things to put over it, and it helped diffuse the light a little bit.
It diffuses the light so it's more flattering on the face.
Yeah. We started using the softboxes, and we started using the ring light. So we had the ring light in the center of the table, and then we had the 2 lights on the side. and a backlight to help light up the background. And the lens that we use, why don't you share it?
Okay, this was the lens that we used to use a lot, which is a Sony F4 70-200. It's nice, but then it's heavy. It's like, but the thing with this is that you can zoom in and out from 70mm to 200.
Are you doing ASMR?
I say ASMR. But yeah, we used to use this for filming because of the zoom, and then
what was the first lens that we used for when we first started with the Sony?
it was probably the stock the kit lens that came with it. Like I don't know, it's like 18-135 or 105 or something.
Why do you like to look over there when the camera's on?
Sorry. And then, sorry, I'm not used to it, that's why. It's my first time on like studio. Summer 2017?
Yeah, so summer 2017, we got a new Sony camera. We got this Sony A7R II, which, looking back at it now, I mean, it's a fine camera, but compared to what we're using right now, I filmed one of my videos with that one recently. I think it was my soft glam makeup look. I used that camera, and looking at it, I'm just like, the color is just kind of off. It's too saturated, I think, or something.
Color is a little bit not as good as the A7 III.
Yeah, so we used the Sony A7R II in this video. And this is also when we got a new light, which is the same one we're using right now. I don't know.
It's the Kino Flo 4-bank. It's basically just a Kino Flo with like 4 light bulbs. And then I got this idea from watching Katie's video.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Mm-hmm. We used to just use it alone, but I don't know why it doesn't look so bright in this one. I'm not sure. But
maybe the background was just brighter.
That's true. The background is pretty bright.
Because in this background, we use like a light bulb, but then it's not dimmable. So it's like only one setting. So it's like
2019, February 2019 is when I filmed a makeup tutorial using the camera that we're using right now, which is the Sony A7 III. So I was still in my house, obviously, and we were still using the Kino Flo alone. Except this time we had a background change. I was in my beauty room, and the light behind me is just from my mirror. My vanity, so that's what we used.
Vanity mirror.
Yeah.
Expensive.
Yeah, so that's what we used, and that's pretty much our setup right now, I guess. We did make some tweaks, so
yeah, camera's the same, lighting is the same. The only thing we've used differently is the 85 1.8 lens, which is what it's being filmed right now. And then I also got a Rode NT4. Is the mic that you can hear right now. And then that goes into an audio recorder, and that goes into the camera.
Yeah. So before, when I did a lot more voiceovers, like a few years ago, and I used the shotgun mic. I remember that. And I moved on to that Zoom. Is it? Oh my gosh. It was such a pain. I had to sync the freaking audio.
But the audio was better.
The audio was better, but I had to sync it, and sometimes it was off by a little bit, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to resync it again. But now I don't have to sync anything, which is perfect. But for some reason, I don't know why. I think it's just the apartment itself. You can hear like a little bit of a buzzing noise when I go back in and edit, but it's still way better.
Yeah, I don't know how to fix that. Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, now our equipment is the same as this video. It's the A7R III, the Kino Flo light, which is our only light that we use to film our...
To light the scene.
Yeah. And then our backlight, we actually use something different.
It's called the Aputure AL-MC. It's like a small light.
It's small but mighty.
It's powerful and it can change colors too.
Yeah, so this one has been kind of like a default. It's like a rose gold type of light, which I like. I mean, we just started doing this like from the past couple videos. But I like it because I feel like I blend into the background a little bit too much in my past video because I didn't have anything lighting up. I also have like these little hexagon shelves that you can't see.
You can't tell because
it's too high up. I actually set it up like this so that I could be in my background, but it obviously didn't work out. So the light just helps.
At first I asked her, do you want this, I originally planned to put it lower, and she was like, no, put it up more.
Well, if it is lower, it looks kind of weird, so it's fine.
It's not in the scene.
It's fine. It's fine. The light helps with that. So yeah, that is the equipment that we're using now. Editing wise, I edit on a PC. Used to edit on a MacBook using Final Cut Pro. I don't know how the hell I did it. It's so much easier to edit on the PC. So I use Premiere Pro now. But editing on a laptop is just a nightmare. Yeah, his computer's more powerful as well to do my editing and stuff. Even though I don't do anything like complex, I'm very just like cut and delete type of person. I don't do any like cool effects. But I should try doing something. I don't know. Yeah. So like I said earlier, since we do live in a 1-bedroom apartment and we film in our living room, we have to take down the setup each time, because I mean, we have Marshall. This is where he sleeps. He's sleeping right next to us right now, but you know, usually this whole area would just be open, and now it's cluttered. And it feels like this video seems like a little tight because it is. We don't have that much room to move around at all. Literally my couch is right next to me. So it is what it is. I'm hoping in the future we can live in like a 2-bedroom apartment, or at least a bigger place, so that we don't have to go through the hassle. But for now... Yeah,
probably somewhere like North Dakota or something.
But for now, this is what we do. We also have this like poster board in front of us, this white just poster board you could buy from like Target or whatever, just so that the light bounces onto our face. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for what equipment that we use. It's scary to see like where I started from, but I think... Oh,
hold on. Here's the most important equipment I learned over the years.
Oh, yeah.
I got this. This is the most important equipment tool I've learned over the years. This is the most this is the most important tool or equipment I've learned over the years, which is the color checker. This is the spider color checker, and then what I do is I make sure I set the white balance to the correct one using this or this. I set it before we film so we get the skin tone right. Oh, it looks good. Look at that. It looks rich. Ooh. Yeah. It's quite expensive, but then it's worth it because you'll probably use it for the rest of your life.
I call it the eyeshadow palette. So
yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, that is something that we actually started using recently. He always makes me hold it up before we start filming a video.
Just to make sure. One
other equipment that we use is, if you haven't noticed, both of us have been like looking in this weird direction. Especially
it's just my eyes. It's like I'll look straight, but then my eye will look like up there. Sorry.
Especially Tin, he's not used to it. We do have a monitor in front of us. This is just like a plain Dell monitor.
It's like a because we used to have like a dual monitor setup for the computer, but then we got like a 34-inch monitor. So it's just lying around, so we use it to see how the framing is and everything.
So that's what is right in front of us right now to make sure everything's in focus.
Again, my eye looks, I think I'm looking forward, but my eyes look up.
Just looking back in old videos, it's kind of amazing to see how much the quality has improved. A lot of people ask me like that typical question, like, I want to start making YouTube videos, but how do I do it if I don't have like any fancy equipment? And the truth is that you don't need it. You could use an iPhone to film it. I see a lot of people use their iPhones, or use whatever equipment you have lying around, and eventually you could build up to whatever setup you want. So
yeah, use whatever you want, and be consistent. That's one of the key. Consistency.
He's calling me out because I am not the greatest at being consistent with my videos, but it is what it is. Maybe, you know, we're stuck in quarantine now. I have nothing else to do and besides work every day.
But you get to work from home, which is nice.
Yes. But if I get a phone call, it's like distracting, you know? So maybe I will put out more videos.
I will put out more videos.
Yes. Tin has been vlogging almost every day. Random stuff. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Sometimes he's just like vlogging randomly and I'm just there playing Animal Crossing in the background. If you want to check out like his random vlogs, I'll leave his YouTube somewhere in this video or down below. There. So if you guys want to check it out, you'll see a lot of Marshall. That's his baby. My baby too, but Marshall's a daddy's boy, so you'll see a lot of Marshall in his videos. But that is pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys learned a little bit of something. I know it's just quick, like just speeding through each timeline telling you what I've used, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed having Tin in this video, and hopefully we could do more videos in the future together. He was very hesitant to film with me before.
Yeah, because
and now he's like, well, I have nothing else to do. So yeah, stay safe, wash your hands,
and stay at home.
Bye guys.